Hey, welcome to the Fabric of Culture podcast, episode 20, where I interview different creatives and get insights into their life so you can apply it to your life. And with me, I have...
What's up, guys? I'm Richie Hidalgo.
And creatively, what would you say your main avenue is, or your main pursuit?
Acting. Above everything, you know. This place is really cool, by the way. We're in a library. It's like a little mini studio and stuff.
I like it.
I feel like if we popped out some sleeping bags, we could probably just
This is our new home.
Yeah. I think we should order DoorDash from here and just call it a day. I'm doing nothing today, so I would have the free time to do that. But who cares about that? Anyways, I act. Recently during college, I was like, I want more attention, and I feel like I need to get better in certain things. So I decided to start writing scripts and directing my own projects in order to just strengthen my creative bug and open my avenues up to not only help myself, but actually help out my friends.
Okay.
Because they have been telling me oh man, it would be so cool if we did a film together. It would be so cool if we did this and that. There's only so much control that you have whenever you keep auditioning, and sometimes you don't get cast, and that's just the business, It doesn't mean that you're not good. It just means that maybe you weren't right for that part,
What was the first project you wrote?
The first one that I wrote, I think, well, first of all, I have a little mini film company. It's called None of Us.
Okay.
It's not official LLC or anything like that. We just have a YouTube channel where we put our stuff out there. The first sketch that we did a long time ago was we graduated high school, and it was me and my best friend, Aaron. We're the co-creators of the company. And we were just saying we just want to do fun, stupid sketch comedy. And, we made an hour-long short film. It's so dumb. And I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. We made a short film called Areas 1 through 50. And it was about, 2 agents from Area 51 that are doing a checklist to make sure that areas 1 through 50 are up to code. And literally the film is going through 1, area 2, and it's all these inside jokes about meme culture. And it's so dumb. It's just, there's a whole area where it's figuring out if there's a couch or a vending machine in the girl's bathroom or something like that. It's really stupid.
Okay, so I'm curious now. What were the most notable areas?
Like I said, okay, so we did this 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, so it's been a bit.
That one I remember. There was another one where it was the Kool-Aid Man and the Noid went on this terrorist attack or something. It's so stupid. There's that one. I think it's all the commercial food product mascots are in this area. So that was the one with the Kool-Aid Man. There was another one where it's sanitizer that kills 100% of germs. It's so stupid. And then I'm trying to think what else. It's
I just like the idea of going through all the areas now. So I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm stuck on what would be in each area.
Exactly. That's what it. Oh, and well, I will say one that I remember was it was the big plot twist at the end was that Area 50 was actually the area where the aliens were. It's not Area 51. In order to give a huge distraction or diversion in order for people to focus on Area 51 and not Area 50, which is actually where the aliens were. And we made this in honor of, this was during the time whenever that whole pandemonium thing was happening in 2019, whenever people were going to storm.
When everyone visited Area 51.
When visited Area 51, there was the whole concert. People were having concerts outside. It was, I think somebody died. Then somebody had actually like ran up to the area of the entrance and they like shot and killed the dude.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Like somebody died, dude. Like
I just need the organized chaos where like we all agree to meet on this one day and go up there.
That's what people were saying. Like they were like, if one person does it, everybody's going to do it. And everyone jokingly was like, yeah, I'll be there. But like, I think 50 people showed up maybe.
I think I said yes. And I was like, of course I'm not going.
Yeah. That's so stupid. Like this is the literal government that is like guarding the area. But no, like, anyways, we did that, and obviously nobody was going to watch an hour-long video about areas 1 through 50. But to this day, there's a lot of things that we had like unlisted or like taken off, not deleted, but like we were just like, I don't think we need to have it up there. That was one of the ones where I was like, do we need to have it up? He's like, it's our first video. We need to. And I like rewatched it with him. We cracked open a beer and we were just like, okay, this is
worth it.
You know what? Like,
let's just leave it.
If it's the first thing that you do, and it's like, there's a little bit of biased nature in you that's just like, there is some things in there that you still appreciate to this day. That's like a little bit close to you. So I think,
my first YouTube video is definitely unlisted.
Yeah. If I ever make it in the industry, I think, that's not the thing that I would show to anyone. I would not show this to Scorsese. I would not show this to Ari Aster. I wouldn't show it to like anyone like that I'd be like trying to like get in the cahoots with to work with. I'd just be like, please don't watch areas 1 through 50. Like, dear God. Yeah.
And after that, what's the one that's like still up that was like your first writing project?
I think the first one that I can say, because during that period of time, we put a lot of sketches out, and we were just like trying to experiment with what we were trying to do in order to get better. The first one that I can say that I would consider my first short film, that is like something that I'm proud of, something that I released to festivals, was a film called The Last Comedy. It came out in 2021, and I came up with the idea with my friend Sean Seacard. We came up with a story together very vaguely, but it's just like a little simple story about a guy making a dumb video and sending it to his friend and him not thinking it's funny. And so he is fully convinced that this video has a certain audience or like value to it. And so he goes to other people like saying like, this is funny, right? This is funny. And nobody thinks it's funny. In fact, they think it's terrible. Which I'm assuming what we wanted to do was make it have like a relatability to it, where it's like, everyone knows that there's that one joke or that one TikTok that you have saved on your phone that you think is stupid as fuck. And it's like really, really, really funny to you. But if you send it to other people, they'll just be like, okay, so have you seen this talk instead? Like they're just like completely just be like wanting to forget that moment in your life. And it's like really embarrassing. But at the same time, it's like, well, no. That was funny, right? That was funny. But like nobody wants to say that in real time.
And I think the weird thing is, I think it's almost like a timing thing. That's why I like the message where you can just like spam people the funny reels.
Yeah.
Because when they have the time to watch it, when you're not forcing them to watch it, they're like, I'll check it out. And they might laugh, they might not. But I know that feelings. I've seen like that facial expression myself and like my friends doing it to me, where it's just like, I don't want to watch this right now. Dude. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, I know. It's so weird because like it could be something that they would actually find funny, but if you show them at the wrong time, they'll just be like, bro, no, I've seen it already. I've seen it already. They're like, no, you haven't. Here, take it. Like it just, oh my God. It just annoys me because you never know when it is the right time. Sometimes your phone might just fall out of your pocket or something like that and just like slides to the wrong TikTok or something like that. And they're like, hey, that was funny. Send that to me.
I think it's probably a tier thing where it's got to be like the top of the tier humor, and then if they're forced to watch it like that, it's like undeniable at this point. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I think so.
But if it's on those like it's stupid funny or it's kind of like meme funny, it kind of like, it's like sigh at you.
You know that it's funny when your friends don't have to tell you that shit was amazing. They'll quote it. They'll start quoting it, and then it'll be a part of like your friend group of just like quoting those things. That's when you know.
It's like, this is now a part of your vocabulary.
That is a part of your friend group's vocabulary. That's like when you dap them up, you say something from like a movie or from like a sketch or something like that. And that's when you know you're in. You're in. Like when you have that culture with your boys, you know, that's when you know that it's like either really funny or just like, yeah, I mean, they fuck with it. So, I mean, yeah, with our humor, whenever we try to write stuff like that, that's kind of the goal, is to make something that's like super relatable. Find an audience to where we're able to create something that people can like actually remember. It doesn't just have a watchability value. It has a rewatchability value. Yeah. That's like really important. Cause then not only it'll get, you know, festival attention, people will just be like, well, no, I that's really funny and I want to watch it again. What do you look for, or what do you shoot for to make it rewatchable? I think for me, most importantly, I got advice from somebody a long time ago that I admire as a friend, that told me that you can't just make things that are funny to other people. You got to make things that's funny to yourself. That's something that's really important, because if you're trying to like, you know, cater to other people and stuff like that, you're only assuming that the joke is funny to those people. But if you think like if your humor is like very, very niche, but if you're laughing at your own jokes and you're like writing all this all down, and you have like a pretty decent script, it will work. You will find an audience for you, and it will somehow, it might not take like an immediate amount of time, but somehow things will be, it will click in a certain area. And I think it will find that avenue where people will find it funny, and I think it'll catch on. I mean, most of the time, whenever you see like tour directors or writers or people on SNL, some people might have a very, very, very niche form of humor. Somebody that I really like is Tim Robinson, who started on SNL. Tim Robinson's humor was not considered the standard, or people didn't really understand it back then. And this was like around 2015, 2017. So Bill Hader was on his way out. You know, all the people that I consider in my generation probably the best era of SNL, or my favorite era of SNL, they were on their way out. Him as a writer was not getting as much attention because they just didn't want to go with his stuff. He made a show in 2019 called I Think You Should Leave. That's one of my favorite sketch shows ever, because it's really, really, really stupid. And it has like very niche, specific forms of comedy. And it found its audience because it was on Netflix. Yeah. It had that easy accessibility where it's like anyone's going to be scrolling on Netflix already. It's like, oh, what is this? And then you find it, and some people will get it, some people won't. And then also Netflix and YouTube are like the perfect places for that, where they already know what people like. And so the people who like that niche, like, it's going to send it to them. Yeah. So it's like, okay, like, you like this style of humor? Then here you go. There's something else that fits that style of humor. I mean, what helps with YouTube already is that we're going to be constantly scrolling because of the Shorts app. And I mean, who knows what's going to happen with TikTok in 9 months. But I mean, now that the possibility of media is in the hands of either Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, the amount of people that are going to make content is insane. Our phones know us better than anyone in this world. So true. Depending on what you search, your phone will recognize that and say, oh, you like brain rot humor. Here is like 50 straight of just of the same trends of like brain rot humor on your phone on YouTube. And it's because your phone recognizes your sense of humor. It's going to start like recommending you all this like stupid stuff. If that's not your humor, you get like something else, it'll recommend that to you. Like people are going to have that easy accessibility depending on what audience you're trying to go for, what you're looking for. If you have that confidence to create the form of content that you think is funny, there will be an avenue where people will find it. It might take a long time, but that is the important thing, is you have to make content that you think is funny or entertaining for yourself. Because if you're not having fun, then why do it, bro?
Yeah, there's no point otherwise.
Yeah, there's no point. I mean, like, I don't know if you've ever met people that's just like, bro, I'm just in it for like the money, or just like I'm trying to get famous, bro. I really want to be famous. Like, have you ever met people like that?
Yes, it's exhausting.
It's kind of cringe. Yeah. Like, not gonna lie. Like, love those people. I'd love to have dinner with them.
I wouldn't.
Okay, well, you're an asshole. But this guy's really tall. I walked in, he's like, I was like a little insecure about myself. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's
I'd say most of those people, I don't know, it feels exhausting to me. Like, the people I'm surrounded by don't crave that. Even the people who are creatively bound, they're not like I want the money to like loosen up the stress, but like, it's not like I want to be out there. Like that instant, that gratification, they don't want that part as much.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think, nah, it's just, there's no judgment when it comes to that. It's just like, you need to do what's best for your brand. And, whenever it comes down to, leading to the best options for you, I think you just need to decide, like, really, like,
or what's best for you. What do you want
for comedy too? Because comedy's super hard. It's super hard. Like, sometimes it can be a good joke and it just doesn't land. Like, it just, I don't know. I've submitted Last Comedy to several festivals, and I had been to 3. And what was really interesting was going to the screenings and watching when people were going to laugh. And me and my friend Aaron were talking about it, and we were just like, okay, so they're probably going to laugh at this. They're going to laugh at that. And, I think those are the only sure bets. And then we sat down, and then people would laugh at like irregular things. And I didn't understand why. And I'd like talked to my friend Sean about it. And he was like, no, it's because of this. Like, this is the reason why it's funny. Now, not everyone would think that that's funny, but like, it depends on like the audience. If everyone has like this, like, laughter in certain things, laughter is extremely contagious. If you're in a larger group of people, if one person's laughing their ass off, eventually they're going to catch on and people will start to like actually give it a chance. But I mean, there was one festival that we went, tough cookies, like really tough cookies. I think they only laughed at like one joke, and I wasn't offended. I was very interested. Like, I was like, okay, so like, what didn't work? Like, it's something that we can think about for like future, for the future, in terms of like, okay, well, the next time that we're writing something.
Well, what didn't work?
I think it was the beats of silence. I think they just didn't get the beats of silence. There were awkward pauses, or I think maybe they just didn't like cringe comedy. Like, they didn't like the awkward silences. Whereas the other 2 festivals found it really funny when there was awkward silence, or there'd be like, those beats of timing. It really depends on the comedic timing for those. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't want to get into specifics because of spoilers, but, yeah, no, there's a scene at the end of the Last Comedy that, got a laugh every single festival. And that one was expected because we had done a screening with all our friends, and we had like shown it to people, and we were like, okay, that was whenever we were like, maybe we should submit this to festivals. That was not the original goal. I didn't know that I was going to submit it to festivals. I wasn't sure if it was ready. It was one of the only film shoots that I had done with my friends where I didn't think about this in the moment, but when we had shot it, nothing went wrong. Like, absolutely. It was a perfect shoot. It took maybe like 3 days, 4 days to finish everything. And whenever we finished, the editing took like maybe 1 night for me, and then it was done. And it was very surprising because I was expecting it to take longer. I was expecting something to go wrong. I was like, there's going to be the ADR. Something's going to happen, but nothing. I was like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, I'm curious what usually goes wrong. Like, what are the common things you.
It's not that like I'm being like a cynical old man and I'm just like, breaking my. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just, I know that as a filmmaker, and anyone that's listening that is a filmmaker as well will know that most likely you have to keep in mind that anything that you do in a schedule, you have to write everything down. And 9 times out of 10, something will happen to where you either have to reschedule something or you have to come up with a plan B in terms of a shot list, or something will just happen. It just does. It almost always happens, and it's not even disappointing in a sense. You just have to know that that is going to happen, and you better
have a plan and be ready to replan.
You have to, because I mean, I've been on dozens of film shoots where they'll just be like, yeah, man, like I can't, this shot's going to look so great. And, we're going to this place in Dallas. And I'm like, okay, cool. Did you get permission? And they're like, well, no, they said it was cool. Like it's a public place and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to shoot at 5 o'clock, somebody might be there. And if they are, causing a ruckus, there's cars in that area that are driving. Does it get busy in that area? Will it be loud? Are your batteries charged? How's your audio on your microphones? Like, you have to think about like all these different things. Like, will something go wrong? And if it does go wrong, do you have like a backup option for that? Do you have like what is the first thought that you're going to think of? And, there's been dozens of times we've have physically gone to places and we had to wait. Like an hour goes by, 2 hours goes by. We take a break. We go back in. Lighting's different. We have to reshoot the whole thing. Like it's the same song and dance, but at the same time, that's whenever experience comes in. Cause whenever you have that, knowledge and whenever things like that happen, there is a serious appreciation for what you're doing, because I think when you're with the crew that you really connect with, they will realize that this is a good memory that they're going to have. And it's something that they'll say like, okay, yeah, this is a great group of people. I feel comfortable around this. And, if they say that and the shoot goes wrong, it's like, well, I guess I'll never do that again. But at least like I had a good time with these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at least you can say that. We have an audience now. People are watching us from outside.
Pop word.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got one horror. Well, it wasn't that bad, but tell me your story about when things.
Oh, you have a story?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You want to go first?
No, tell me yours.
Okay. So we're in the process. We're actually in post-production for it right now for, it's becoming a feature film. I didn't think that it was going to be that long, but we had filmed, a feature film. It's called, A Feel, the Body, and Angel. It's a dark experimental horror comedy, basically. If I could add another genre, I would, but then it'd get too complicated. But there was a scene that we needed to shoot at a mall. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Ridgemar Mall before.
No.
Okay. Well, it's
this is a mall or an abandoned mall?
It's a mall, but it's very close to being abandoned.
Okay.
The business is very slow. Mm-hmm. And the upper floor to Ridgemar Mall, hardly anyone goes there. I mean, literally people do like the joggers exercise there. Because because it's one of those places, like hardly anyone goes. And so my friend told me about it. He co-directed it with me and we were like, okay, I say we give it a shot. If anyone kicks us out, I wouldn't be surprised. But sure enough, nobody was there. And I was like, wow, this is going really good. We were maybe 85, 90% done. I mean, we were there for like an hour and a half, and we had done this long shot where we had a dolly and we were just like moving it on one side to the other. And, it was just my friend on the other side of the mall on the second floor walking. And it was just long take of him walking. It was like a side push of the dolly. It was a really cool shot. And as we were doing that, there was a lady downstairs in like this jewel department store, and she was like looking at me from above, and I was like, oh, she's calling security. Like I saw her face, I was like, oh, we're done. And so sure enough, I was like, hey dude, like are we almost done? Because I think we need to start wrapping it up. And he was like, we just got one more shot, man. And we saw this abandoned alleyway, right? Not an alleyway. It was this hallway. It was a white hallway with a pillar in the middle. And he was like, dude, we need to do this shot here. Cause he was like, we were going off the dome in terms of like where to film this last shot. And, I was like, that looks cool. It looks very liminal spaces, back rooms-esque. Let's do it. And so we're doing this shot, right? A mother and a kid walks out of the right side, and we were like, oh, sorry. So we stopped filming, and we were like, that was weird. We turned to the right. It was the bathroom. And we did not know that we were filming in a hallway where the bathroom was connected. Remember that. So we do the shot again. We go a little bit deeper, and there's like a janitor that's like, pushing like this big cart or whatever. And the second that we like move away, he turns and looks at us, and he's like glaring at us. And so there's more and more people that are like looking at us. We film the shot. We're done. It turns out we needed to do another scene that day, and we had the actress with us during that set. And so we were like, you know what? There is a scene that we need to do. Do you want to just like film it here? Cause it looks like, cause there's nobody bothering us. And she was like, yeah, I think this could work. And in my head, I was like, I think we need to get out of here. Like, I don't know if this is the best place to do it, because there was a bathroom right there. Like, there's a lot of people coming in. There's a lot of people coming in. And so I was just like, okay, well, let's just see if there's another place that we can do it in this mall. And so as we're coming out of the hallway, a security guard is already right there. And he's like, hey guys, how's it going? And the way that he was talking to us made it seem like he was already
like hyped up.
He was ready to like he had been rehearsing in his head. Like what he was going to say. Like he might as well have had ink marks on his hand because of what he was like saying in his head, because it was probably written on his arm or something. But he was just like, can you just say like your name and why you're here? Because there are mall policies here. And in my head, I'm just like nobody's here, man. Like nobody goes to this mall. People, there's like a playground on the bottom floor where the kids play, and that's it. Like nobody was around. And so I was like, we're college students, in Chicago filming a film for, Sundance and, Cannes Film Festival, which complete lies. We wish, right? But no, that's not happening. And so we just like said complete bullshit. And the guy was just like, okay, well, it's not allowed here, but, you guys have two options. You can, leave, or he said it exactly like that too. He was like, you have two options. You can, leave, or you can talk to our supervisor upstairs. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to the supervisor. And I walked upstairs, and I didn't think he was expecting me to do that. And it was me and my friend, and I said the exact same thing to the lady. And she was like, well, filming's not allowed here. It's illegal. You can be arrested for filming visualization of public property or something like that. And I was like, okay, so why did you make me come here? Why did I waste my time walking 5 minutes all the way to the other side of the mall, up these stairs into this like creepy place, for no reason? Like why did you just kick me out? Like it's so stupid. So anyways, she kicked us out. We go back in. All my friends were like, okay guys, let's leave. Let's get out of here. We're all like, lowering our heads because we're kind of like upset a little bit. Yeah. This story does not end here. We're walking outside. We're probably like 300, 400 feet outside of the mall. And we see across the street a gas station that is completely abandoned. Nobody's at this gas station. There's like a little forest behind it. There's like a little tiny little river, and it looks very liminal spaces. That scene that we were going to shoot in the mall that we were looking for a space.
You're going to shoot the gas
We
station.
were going to shoot it at the gas station. We were like, okay, this is perfect. This is going to work out. I think we might as well get it out of the way here, and then we'll be done for the day. So we shot it there. We had one shot left, and we had to do it a couple more times because it was just a couple of things like about the camera or like the acting. We were like, okay, let's just do it one more time, and I think we're good. And we were all joking, like, what if the cop guy comes back and arrests us? And we were like all laughing and stuff.
He came.
A car pulls up in front of us. A window rolls down. It's the same guy. And he did like a, hey, you remember me, right?
Oh, God.
I was so mad. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you know, I thought I told you guys to get out of the mall premises. And, you know.
Wait, is this the mall premises?
I don't know.
I feel like it's not.
It's hundreds of feet away. I was like, I didn't know that this was the mall property. He's like, he did that too. Like, oh, dude, I could have, if his eyes were open, I could. I mean, I was ready to claw his eyes out. I was very upset, and so I was like, okay, if you want us to leave, man, like we'll be done in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He's like, okay, and then he, like the windows roll up. He like drives away, and then like there were people on the other side of like the truck, and as they were pulling away, they were like, who was that? I was like, that was the same cop, and they were like, what? And so people were like, if I saw that, I would have like yelled at him. How did you not keep a composure? I was like, dude, I don't know. I was like, probably because I'm Mexican, I wouldn't have a chance. Like the guy was white, so he would have won anyway. So it's fine. Like
it's not worth it.
Yeah, no. I just, not even related to this. Like I'll just be driving sometimes and I'll see a cop just like randomly pull up behind me, and I just immediately get scared. I just immediately get terrified of it. But anyways, yeah.
Even when I know I'm doing everything correct, it's like I still get nervous. And it's like
I'll be driving 30 miles per hour in like a 50, 60 mile per hour like limit area. If I see a cop like walk up to me, I just immediately go 2 times slower, and I go 2 times slower, and I just let them pass me, and I just like my hands start shaking. But anyways, yeah, cops suck. I hate Richmond Mall. You know, eat shit. That was,
you heard it here first. Richmond Mall.
People have talked about it on Instagram before because there was a trend of people going to the Ridgemar Mall. Somebody brought a GoPro camera on Instagram and filmed themselves going to Ridgemar Mall. And they had like their device or whatever, and they were like walking around as if nothing happened. They were like, it's so cool. You guys should go. And I was like, no, I'm not going back.
I'm never going back here.
It's so crazy. And then like, I was reading the comment section, and then a bunch of other people were like, I got kicked out. And I was like, that is insane.
It's a common theme.
It's a common theme that this place constantly kicks creators out who are just like, I don't know, not harming anyone. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're kicking out probably your only customers. Like, I guess you just don't want anyone to be at this mall then.
Yeah, I wonder who's actually left.
I know. Like, I don't know, man. Like, if you want cool shirts or, like...
Then you don't go here.
Yeah, you obviously don't go there. Like the next place that you think of whenever you go to a mall, you go there. I mean, like Richmond Mall is the last place you want to go to in DFW. Like nobody cares about that place. So
I'm literally gonna have to look it up after this slab. I still have no clue where that is.
If yeah, I mean, I'm stupid because I'm bad with directions. Now I'm like literally gonna tell you where it is.
Thank you.
Well, Fort Worth, Green Oaks, Fort Worth. It's 37 miles away from here.
Wait, show it to me real quick.
I didn't know it was this far.
Oh, okay. Wait.
Outlet Mall.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
This is what it looks like. Obviously you can see business is booming.
Oh, I've been there before.
Really?
Yeah. I went to that Dillard's that shut down.
Oh.
because their suits were like half off. It was like a $500 suit for $200.
That's insane.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm going here.
Okay, so you have been there.
Yeah, I've been there once. Okay, so now I know.
The movie theater's still populated, but
well, I mean that makes sense, but especially if it's cheaper now, like
for sure,
yeah,
for sure. But nobody else goes there for like anything else besides that. Like
I found that's like my way in this economy to enjoy movies so much. Like go to like one of the ones where it's like it's not the best, but I can see more movies now because I'm not paying like out that.
You can get front row seats.
Yeah.
Like dude, the box office has been so bad this summer. Like it's I don't know if you've been looking at it, but just I think everyone's just saving their wallets up for Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason.
I've seen 2 movies this year. At least 3. So I really like horror movies, but I saw Fall Guy and I saw like 2 other movies. Oh, Dune, of course. I saw Dune 2. And I saw Fall Guys, yeah.
I love Dune 2. Oh my god. That was a masterpiece. Anyways, let's talk about me. No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, talk about you.
What was your story?
My story was, mine was, so I was working with a photographer. We were planning on going to the Statler. Statler has like this pool upstairs. It's another bar. It's called Waterproof. So it has like a nice pool area, then like seating and like tables for like VIP. And then it has like beautiful like downtown views. So you can get like all the buildings.
Huh.
So we're going to shoot there, get some basically a Miami Vice vibe.
Ooh.
So like, I had my outfit and she had her outfit planned. It's like 2 years ago. And she called ahead and they're like, oh yeah, like, it's fine. But it was like probably someone who was like lower on the totem pole. Oh yeah, that's cool. Like it's whatever. And so the other model hasn't gotten here yet. I'm just like getting some photos first. And she's shooting me for like 25 minutes. And like a bunch of workers come by. They don't care because we're like not in anyone's way.
Yeah.
And then one comes by and she like says, hey, like, you're not really supposed to be up here shooting. Okay, cool. You just don't shoot those buildings that way. Because basically there's like a bunch of apartments that way and you can like actually see into all their apartments. And so she was like, don't shoot that way, but you can shoot this way. And we're like, okay, we'll do that. And then 10 minutes later, she comes by like, actually, you can't be here at all. It tells us to leave. And you're like, well, but we already asked someone that said it was fine for the shoot. We just won't shoot those buildings you mentioned earlier and it'll be fine, right? He's like, no. And so she goes, she checks with her boss. And we basically have to go downstairs and we're waiting for like 15, 20 minutes. Like, you just need to sign this paperwork and then you'll be fine. And we signed that paperwork. He said, actually, I need to call my boss. And so we're sitting there for like 15 more minutes. Like, let me call my boss. I can't get a hold of my boss.
What a waste of time.
So we just ended up.
What are you doing?
We just ended up shooting photos like downtown in the park after that.
Have you ever shot there before? Or was that your first time?
Yeah, that was my first time shooting there.
Area?
Yeah.
Damn.
Basically, we had to have that signed beforehand, but no one else told us. And so all right.
I feel like calling them on the phone beforehand, though, and then like giving them the permission that it's okay. Like that's.
Yeah, but I think it was someone who's like really chill. Oh yeah, no problem at all. Who didn't have the authority to give us the A-OK.
And then her saying like, you guys need to leave. Like that must have been not her.
Yeah, I think it was her manager.
Her manager probably saying you can't do that. So that's probably why she like changed the pin. There's no way that was like her decision.
And I've got one more horror story. This is involving.
I don't want to hear it.
Why I got up.
I'm just kidding.
What?
Do you think I was being serious?
No, I knew. Okay, so when people joke with me, like I know they're kidding, but I always have like a facial reaction because I'm like, wait, okay, yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. I love deadpan. Sorry.
Yeah. So the other one was this rapper in Dallas, really cool guy. We had a great show. We shot the shit, talked for like an hour and a half. And I came into the old studio, like my first studio, one of my old friends, he was letting me use, and everything was on. So I was like, okay, cool. Got started, set up the camera equipment, set up that end of it, because the audio equipment was already on, but the camera equipment wasn't. So I turn all that on, and then we get started. I upload it to YouTube, get home, share with my friends, and like I swear, like it worked because we could hear each other talking. Like this now, like it was working.
Damn.
but it never went to YouTube. So like the audio, like the video recorded went to YouTube, but the audio never transferred over.
What?
And it was live. And so my friends are all like, hey, by the way, there's no audio for this hour-and-a-half podcast.
Hour and a half.
And so I was like, bad news, buddy. And it's like, I'm really busy. Like this is, so we still haven't done a makeup episode because I think that was like episode 12 or something. Damn. That was my first episode back at the beginning of this year. And it was so good. He talked about so many things that I want people to hear. And it was just like fun in general. But
yeah,
he did a lot of touching on like how to like build a community.
Wow.
And how he did it through like his manager told him like build through Facebook. So basically he has like 10,000 people on Facebook where it's like he'll just post a video and they're all ready to listen to it. Because he actually it sounds exhausting to me, but the way he's done is like he actually communicates with them like a decent amount.
Yeah.
Like over this last few years where it's almost like thousands of people that actually are friends like in his group. And I was like, wow, that sounds cool as hell. And so, yeah, it's out of the ether.
Wow. That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But that's why I'm always like double check, triple check, even like when I swear everything is working.
that would be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a serious nightmare. The worst part for me would be to like tell the person.
Yeah, that was the worst part.
Hey,
yeah, so I was
so
dying.
sorry. Like, this is not the news you want to hear.
I died before I told him. I died during telling him. I died after.
After telling them, like having that after effect. It's like, oh,
I can't believe this happened.
Yeah. No.
So yeah,
I can never do your job, is what I'm saying. You're more talented than me.
It's been fun.
I should be interviewing you.
I want to. I hate you so much. I love it. I was going to ask you something about. It's I love it though.
That's good. That's good. I'm never going to be invited again.
I wanted to transition into going back to what you talked about with your films. So
what have you seen, by the way?
I watched 3. It was the 3 you sent me. It was The Last Comedy, I think I Heard Something.
Oh, I thought I heard something.
I thought I heard something. Yeah. And then Unraised Trash, the third one. What was the third one?
Was it Last Holiday?
Yes, it was The Last Holiday.
Okay. I don't remember which ones I sent you.
Okay. So visually, there was like a drastic change. I think it was like a couple of years, like 2 years, 3 years between Last Comedy and
I Thought I Heard Something.
Yeah. So in that transition, like what other films were you working on, or what skill did you like grab onto during that time?
Yeah. During that period of time, people were asking me like, what do you want to do next? And like, is this your style of storytelling that you want to do? Mm-hmm. And I like really started like thinking about it, and I was like, visually, that's not what I want to stick about, but like I do like the way that I write stories. Yeah. There is a consistent narrative that I always like to put my characters in, which is like really high stakes, make the dialogue conversational. A lot of filmmakers that I've appreciated over the years watching, there's like things that like the best things that I've seen visually or in terms of like a writing standpoint or actors' choices, like I just like take the best stuff and I just like put it together basically. And I think September or November of 2021, I was in a class, acting 3, I think. It was an acting class, at my school. Yeah. And, we had to do an exercise. This is really cool, actually. I didn't expect myself to talk about this, but it is really cool. There's an exercise that we had to do. It took the whole class. It was like an hour and a half. Basically, they split us up into 3 groups. I think maybe there's like 6 or 7 of us, and we had to tell a story with only sounds and audio in terms of like, not like recording on our phone, but like the sounds around us.
Yeah. And
so whenever the time came to like tell the story, everyone in the room that wasn't a part of like the storytelling would just close their eyes. And so you had to tell a story that would visually translate, but you could easily picture it by just hearing the noises or like listening to the story, if that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So there was no actual visual, just the audio and the
There
sound.
was no visuals, and we had an idea. We were like, because other people were like, oh, we're going to do something really stupid, and like, we're going to do a comedy. And they had done a comedy, and it was good, but we were like, what if we did a horror? Because I feel like the scariest things, like there's a lot that you can play with by not even seeing something, literally just hearing it.
Yeah.
And so we were talking like, okay, like what scares us? Like what scares me? And for me, I was like, dude, I don't know about y'all. I don't know about you. What scares me is somebody running at full speed and you don't know where they're coming. Like that is terrifying to me. That is, oh my God. The noise of somebody just like running at full speed, sounds like absolutely terrifying. So our idea was a very, very, very loose audio only version of I Thought I Heard Something, where it was two guys stranded in the middle of nowhere, their car's broken down, and one of them says, hey, I think I'm going to have to go get help. The other guy's like, what, dude, like, we can't split up. Like, that's a really dumb idea. He's like, dude, our phones are down. The Wi-Fi's not working. Your phone's dead. We need help. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's a gas station that's like 5 minutes away, which if that was me, I would not do that. But like, people always make dumb decisions when you're panicking. So people enjoyed it. People talked about it. There's just, did you think about something in your head?
I was laughing because in that moment when you like, let's split, I was like, I saw the other actor's face and I was thinking, this is the most like, he was like, why? Why would we do this? And you know not to split up.
Yeah, I really liked filming that because I got to work with Andre, who is the other actor, and I Thought I Heard Something. And the thing that I absolutely love in all the films that I do is that even though I have a script in front of them, there is a level of freedom that I always want to give to the actors, which is the ability to just improvise, feed off of the other actor. And so one of the actors that was supposed to be in it, I was originally not supposed to be in it. It was supposed to be a friend of mine. He actually got sick, and so he couldn't do it. And so I had to step in last minute, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just make sure that this is extremely believable. The only way to do that is like, don't worry about the script, bro. I need to go to the gas station and you have to stop me, because if you don't, you're going to be alone. And there is nothing more terrifying than being alone in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, and your phone is dead. No one's going to help you. And so we just played off each other. Every single take that we did sounded different. And the one that we kept was the one where I was like, I need to go get help. And Andre's reaction of him looking at me whenever I said him, he like looked at me and was like, where are you going to go? Like it killed. I didn't realize how funny it was until I was editing it in post and looking at it. And I was like, yeah, that was good. Right? Like his reaction is so funny of just him saying like, where are we going to go, Richie? Where are we going to go? I love it. I remember sending it to my mom, and my mom was just like, yeah, Andre's really good. And I was like, yeah, and that was his first film role. He had never done film before. He did a lot of theater and musicals and stuff. Yeah, no. 10 out of 10. I'd love to work with him again. But
so I want to go back to something you said about taking from like different art. When you transition, or as you're developing more, like what are you picking from? Like what inspires you?
I think, when I first started, I definitely got inspiration from just literally sketch comedy, not even like films, just things that I found funny or ideas or concepts created by other comedians or sketch comics, and I would develop them into stories and go from there. But recently, especially since college, I've been watching a lot of films from directors that I really, really, really like Denis Villeneuve, Alejandro Iñárritu, even Tarantino, some of his old stuff with Reservoir Dogs and Glorious Bastards. Really, when it comes to like the dialogue and just like scenes of just people talking, there's something very intense or something important that's going on under the surface, and it's just conversation at the forefront. You see that, and it's like, no, there's a hidden agenda here. What's going on? This is very important. It's very interesting to see that. And then with Alejandro Iñárritu, I love Birdman and The Revenant, because like these are films that already could be beautiful in terms of like the cinematography, but he had the idea to like do long takes, long takes, extremely wide, gorgeous shots, taking in the landscape of the environment and the world building. Excellent, like perfect. And, you know, I've had a lot of ideas in terms of like other films that I want to do in the future, and it's just surprising that like a lot of films don't take that risk in terms of like wanting to do longer takes or one shots or anything like that. I just, man, there's a real appreciation for the art that he displays in films like that. Basically I've transitioned into more of a sketch comedy route, into more of an experimental route in terms of like, I don't want to just focus on what's funny. I want to focus on the story, the characters. Let's build a world. Let's build an environment for these characters to live in, and then stuff can be funny underneath that, right?
Okay, I'd love to ask that. Since it's experimental, you feel like it can be like multi-genre, or like
I think that's definitely the world that we're living in right now. People don't want to just see comedies anymore. They want to see like hybrids. Yeah. There's you know, rom-coms, or it's like, okay, well, what's the catch? Because we've all seen rom-coms before. So is it a rom-com with a twist? Is it a rom-com horror? Like what is something that nobody's seen before? It's okay to be simplistic, but you know, making it unique, that's the thing that can really take it to the next level, you know, take it to that next step.
That's how I feel right now. Because my favorite show is The Bear, and it's it's so dark, but I laugh so much, dude. But like some people, like they may not like the humor, but like they still like other elements of it. But I feel like that's a good combination for me, where things feel heavy, but it's like I'm still laughing through it, or like, you know, pushing through, and it's like there's so many different elements of that show that just like click with me, where I'm like, okay, like I'm caught.
The Bear is that's one of the best shows in the last like 5 years, probably. I'm watching a show with a friend of mine right now. It's called Shrinking. It's on Apple TV. I don't know if you've heard of it. No. It's got Jason Segel and Harrison Ford, and basically he's Jason Segel. He's a therapist, and he's getting frustrated because of circumstances that have happened in his life. So in order to basically deal with grief, in order to continue to work as a therapist, being extremely blunt and telling it how it is as a therapist to his customers. And some of them are taking his advice, and then some of them are getting upset at him because he's just telling him the honest, which is something that you never do as a therapist. But it's a really interesting concept because it's funny to see people's reactions. It's funny to see how he deals with his own stuff and how people poke fun of it. It's so good. Like
Yeah, I'm curious now. Is there anything else like that that's on Apple TVs? I feel like I never would have been like, oh, I'm going to go check out Apple TV.
I mean, Ted Lasso's good.
Yeah.
I'd recommend Ted Lasso. There's another show. It's not so much of a comedy. It's more of like a thriller, but it's called, what's the name of it? Ben Stiller created it, I think.
Because I feel like I usually bounce between like horror, thriller, and comedy. Like those are the three that.
Oh, really dude, we're best friends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my stuff. That's all that stuff. This is like
I used to hate horror so much.
Really?
Yeah, like I was like a baby. I hated the feeling of that fear and like it feeling so real.
Yeah.
And funny enough, like it was like something I used to start doing with my mom like 4 or 5 years ago. And
my mom hates horror.
She loves horror. Like
really?
Like she has like almost like every film of like Alfred Hitchcock's. And so she got me into like the newer stuff and like I started watching them with her and I like get hooked in the story and just like paying attention to things. And that kind of helped with actually being
What's your favorite horror?
Whew.
Okay, top 3.
So I'm gonna cheat with one of these.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I really like Smile.
That was good. Smile was good.
Yeah, I enjoyed Smile a lot. I like Us.
I do like Us too.
There's so many weird things about it that like grab me, and I like the play with music.
I don't think Jordan Peele has missed.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I even like Nope. Some people didn't like Nope. Yeah. I was like, dude, visually, that's his best work. Like,
I can see why someone might not like Nope, but I also feel like, I think I watched one trailer and that was it. And I think those trailers really didn't help it. I think it gave the perception that it was more of like a alien type beat or more of like, maybe like a thriller. Or more horror.
I think people were expecting sci-fi.
Yeah, I think sci-fi horror combination they were probably expecting.
Yeah.
And it had elements of that in there, but it was definitely more. And what was the third one? I had it.
Contemporary, is it like
it was is it Annihilation?
Oh.
Yeah. Which that was the one I was like, I'm squeezing this in there, but it's not really.
I have mixed feelings about it, but there are really good parts of Annihilation.
I'd say I love it until like the last 10 minutes of the movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I loved every other part of the movie so much that I'm ignoring the last 10.
Natalie Portman kills it.
Yeah.
She's a really good actress. I think she should get more roles, honestly, in Hollywood. But yeah, it's a good list.
It was what The Happening should have been.
How's it going? What's going on?
It was that same play with nature where it's like, oh shit, this is what nature's about. This is what the Mother Earth says it can do.
So what's going on with the trees, man?
Oh god.
The best part of The Happening was the hot dog guy, where he's like, "You guys like hot dog, right?" That's so weird. Yeah, no, I hate M. Night Shyamalan.
But yeah, I turned that movie into a phrase. That's my phrase.
The Happening.
Yeah. Anytime something bad happens, like COVID or anything like that, or like any like crazy like fumble by me, I'm like, yeah, that was just like The Happening. Anything bad I've ever done.
That's really funny because The Happening has nothing to do with COVID. Like it's a pandemic virus, but then like The Happening is just like trees and like the plants becoming sentient. Mm-hmm. Like you're like, that was The Happening, dude. Like
all right.
Yeah. So I gotta watch too. I'm so mean.
So we'll close with this. We'll close with your 3, and then you'll explain like top 3 movies.
Okay. So number 1, The Happening.
What was number 2? All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah.
And number 3?
Bad Santa. No, okay. I really like The Shining. That's one of my favorite movies ever. Jack Nicholson, that's one of the greatest performances of like any movie that I've ever seen. I fucking love Jack Nicholson. Anything he does, I'm like, this dude's a goat. Like anything he does, like I'll just be watching it and I'll just be like, it's just so ridiculous. But like something about his delivery, the way that he phones it in, the way that he executes it, it's perfect. Every time I watch The Shining, I'm like, dude, Jack Nicholson, the man. Like he's so good. And the way that the story is executed is just amazing. And it's crazy that Stephen King didn't like it. It's very,
yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. If you look it up, Stephen King didn't like the way that The Shining was portrayed. So, I mean, it's food for thought, but I mean, it has one of the most thought-provoking endings in any film in history. People still talk about it to this day, and it's really interesting. And I honestly, there's so many different ways that you could go in terms of how the ending could be interpreted, but the best part was that Stanley Kubrick died, so we're never gonna know what the real like answer is in terms of like what's going on in his head, you know? So like I don't know. My friend said that his professor said that the best thing that an artist can do is die after they're done with their work, because it's up for interpretation of what anything means. The longer that someone stays alive,
you can get the answers you want.
You can get I mean, look at J.K. Rowling. Look what happened with that.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened if she
we wouldn't have these answers we didn't want.
No, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
No, I really like, there's a movie that came out in 2014. It's called The Babadook.
I still haven't seen that.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It scared the living shit out of me. And if you're able to do that in a movie, it's on my list. Like, congratulations. So I could not sleep for days on end after watching it with my friend. And then the other one is Hereditary, because why not?
Yeah.
I think Hereditary would be on a lot of people's lists whenever you actually get a chance to see Hereditary.
Yeah, I still need to see it too.
I think the most terrifying thing about Hereditary, nothing to do with the supernatural. It's the fact that it is a family going through personal struggles with each other, and they're viciously taking it out on one another. You see this mental game going on. And that in itself, because it's so close to home, and because it's happening at their house, that's the scariest part to me. Because it's just like, that could happen to anyone. And taking out the supernatural part.
Well, I want to watch Babadook first then.
I think you should.
Because you're like, this sounds heavy.
Oh no, dude, it is.
Yeah.
It is. It's, oh man. You're going to be thankful, because watching Hereditary in a theater was like, and I knew nothing about it too. Like, I think that could be the same thing with a lot of people, because I think a lot of people walked into Hereditary not knowing anything about the movie. I don't think I could do that ever again. Like that, I walked out of that theater thinking that I was never going to watch it again. And then I ended up watching it like, I think 4 or 5 more times.
Oh, dang.
Because of how good it is. Because it is phenomenal.
You heard it here first.
However, if your stomach is weak, don't watch it. Because, like, it's just the stress, dude. The stress.
Mine's a little toughy. Not strong, but we'll get there. I'll see.
I remember going to an IMAX when I was 9 years old to see Avatar, and I got really dizzy and I threw up at the theater because I just couldn't handle it.
Dang.
So, yeah, I know. Anyways, that's the.
I was waiting to see. I was like, is he serious or not?
No, yeah, okay. that actually happened.
That's why I was like waiting. He's like,
I was 9 years
I was
old.
like, let me see if he's gonna break.
If you give me a check, I'll be just deadpan the whole day. You could pay me to do anything. I'll insult people, you know. No, I won't do that.
Well,
I'm too nice.
This has been great, man.
Really? Thank you.
Yeah, I've had a great time.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
Tell me one YouTube channel for like the films, like the projects.
The name of the None of Us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and all your socials, like things like that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. We're None of Us. NONAVOS is how you spell the company's name. And we try to post whenever we can. We're not the best creators when it comes to consistency, but we try to make quality the top priority whenever it comes to that. Richie Hidalgo _ is my profile. That's my Instagram username. We also have a None of Us account, a None of Us official Instagram. As well as Archie the Doodle Dog. That is my dog's Instagram. I own a mini golden doodle. So if you want to see really cute pictures of my dog, who's a mini golden doodle, or if you hate dogs, don't follow it.
That's the most important one.
Yeah.
But second, if you watch nothing else, at least watch the film we discussed this whole time. Like that was so good. I enjoyed it.
I would really appreciate it for you guys. If you're a filmmaker, if you want to get better, take a look at us, no pressure. No pressure.
And with that, much love. Take care. Live a life without regret.
See you guys. Bye. Watch The Happening.